Meteorologists across the Ohio and Tennessee Valley are afraid to predict how much snow is going to fall during the Martin Luther King Jr. Day storm of 2024. And there's good reason, because there's a lot of uncertainty in the forecast and the models are not offering great guidance. Hi, I'm meteorologist Shane Smith. Thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel. And I wanted to explain why you're seeing a lot of forecasters hesitant to put out a forecast. And I'm going to tell you how much snow I think Kentucky is going to see from this upcoming storm. So here's what's happening. A Arctic cold front is draped across the nation's heartland, and at the base of that, an area of low pressure is going to develop and move our way. So right now we're just above freezing, but that cold is coming in a big way. You can see out west, temperatures up to 20 below across the Dakotas right now. So that cold air is going to trigger off a few light snow showers tonight, but then snow on Monday, Tuesday, and maybe even lingering into Wednesday morning. This is the North American mesoscale model, and it's a little bit on the north side, but as we load up the GFS model, you'll see it's actually holding a lot of the snow down to the south, and other models like the European model and the global Canadian model are also showing something similar. You'll see here in a second as the model loads up that snow is going to develop across Kansas and Oklahoma and then move south of Kentucky into Tennessee. If the GFS is right, we don't see much snow at all, but if the NAM is right, we could see a pretty substantial snowstorm across the Commonwealth. So which one is it? Which one is right? Well, we don't know just yet. And I know it's really frustrating for you guys. It's frustrating for us too. The models are all over the place, and the reason why is because of how strong that cold air mass is. If it's really strong and pushes further south, it pushes the storm track south, and that would mean Kentucky would miss a lot of the snow. If it's strong but not too strong, we end up with the storm track on top of us, and we could get a really good snow. I'm talking good snow. Some of the models going super aggressive. Speaking of which, let's show you what they're all showing. So the European model is the lowest of all the models. It has most of the snow down in Tennessee. The global Canadian has southern Kentucky seeing 1 to 3 and less in northern Kentucky. And then as we go on over to the GFS, it's very similar to the Euro. It has most of everything pushed down to Tennessee. The Icon model has a heavier band on top of us. The NAM goes bam. And as we take a look at the regional Canadian, it's heavier than its global cousin. And the British model is also pretty heavy. Now, this model is the blend of the National Weather Service models. I like this blend because it averages all the major forecast models, and you can see it has a pretty good hit for southern Kentucky, south of Interstate 64. Now, speaking of averages, these are the ensemble models. They take variations of all the different models and will show you what an average forecast based on them are. So let's go through these one at a time once again. The short range ensemble shows something pretty close to what the Belinda model shows, with 4 to 5 inches for most of southern Kentucky. The Canadian and GFS models are both a little bit further south, as well as the European model, with not showing as much snow. Here's that short range ensemble forecast again, and I really agree overall with the placement of this band. I think it's a good in-between between the two possible solutions right now, and I still think it may be the most likely scenario. So that leads me into what is my snow forecast. So here's what I'm going to go ahead and put out there, friends. I think northern Kentucky, if you guys get an inch, consider yourselves lucky right now. This track could come further north, but right now I think you're going to see a coating to an inch at best. Central Kentucky, including Lexington, E-Town, Bowling Green, Paducah, I think you're in the 1 to 3 inch range right now. Southern Kentucky, we're going to go 3 to 6 inches from London over to Pikeville and points to the south. And our friends down in Tennessee, this one looks like a 5 to 8 incher in my opinion. Now, this forecast will change based as new data comes in and we see how this storm system actually sets up. So that's the best forecast I can put together right now based on the data I'm seeing. We've still got to determine whether we get the northerly track, which gives us more snow here in Kentucky, or the southerly track, which really cuts back our snowfall totals. I think southern Kentucky, regardless, pretty much from south of the Mountain Parkway down to around Highway 80, I think you're going to get some snow. South of Highway 80 and the Hal Rogers and Cumberland Parkways, That's where the best chance of snow is going to be, and it could be significant. We're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out. So keep it here. I'll post updates as we can. Don't know if I'll get to do another full video like this, but I'll at least get some updated graphics out on my Facebook page. You can follow me at Meteorologist Shane Smith on Facebook, and also hit me up on Twitter, @smithweather, and I'm also over on Instagram. And if you'd like, hit the like button on this video if you found it informative, and subscribe for more weather content here in Kentucky.